What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And in this video we will take a look at the reports in the Express saying that Liverpool can sign Naby Fekir in the January transfer window. The Lyon chief Jean-Michel Aulas has spoken out again, and you must be sick and tired of this man. And this is probably the last video that I will be making in a long time about Naby Fekir, but I wanted to make this video because there has been some brand new information coming out from the Liverpool Echo themselves, saying what were the exact reasons why Liverpool failed to sign Naby Fekir in the summer transfer window. I'm a really huge fan of him, but I can fully understand why Liverpool didn't want to take the risk of signing a player for 50 million on a 5-year contract with a weekly wage of something like £150,000 if he has a dodgy knee. But listen to this video carefully and you will find out all that you need to know about the Naby Fekir transfer saga. Daily Express English newspaper is claiming that Liverpool will reignite their interest in Naby Fekir in the January transfer window. Remember that Fekir only has 2 years left on his contract, so in January basically Lyon has to sell, otherwise they will lose out on a lot of money. And I think Fekir's transfer price will only go down, and at 50 million I think it wasn't worth it for Liverpool to sign him because of these knee issues. But you know, if he's available for 30 million in January, I think he's worth a punt to look at him for Liverpool. And the Liverpool Echo made some very interesting claims. So basically the Liverpool Echo is saying in an article that Liverpool pulled the plug late on in the Naby Fekir deal because of concerns over an old knee injury that Fekir suffered 3 years ago. And it's heartbreaking if you think about it from Naby Fekir's point of view. He already did an official club interview. He had his medical. He was saying to the French, Football Federation president that he was so happy joining such a big club like Liverpool, and then the transfer fell through. So from the medical results, Liverpool believed that the quality of the surgery done to repair the issue is questionable. And that's very, very interesting new information coming from this article. And Liverpool felt that Fekir was at risk of another lengthy spell out injured later down the line. And that's why they didn't sanction a £48 million deal plus £4.5 million add-ons, and to sign him plus a contract worth about £120,000 a week. Liverpool felt that the risk was too big, because what if we sign Fekir and just half a season from now or a full season from now his knee breaks down and he is out for a whole season, and then he never rediscovers his previous form. Then the huge amount of investment, £50 million plus a constantly injured player, Liverpool would really struggle to move him on to a different club, considering that he would be on £100,000 per week. And that is just too much of a risk Liverpool felt. And it's very interesting, like what was that operation like, where Liverpool can find out 3 years from the operation that the knee is at risk of breaking down if Fekir plays in a much more intense environment. The Premier League, don't forget, is a much more intense and much more physically demanding league than the French league, and also Liverpool will play a lot more games than Fekir plays at Lyon, because we go far in the Champions League, we go far usually in either the League Cup or the FA Cup. Hopefully we will go far in both competitions this year. So Fekir's transfer was so advanced that he had agreed all personal terms and even conducted media duties, media interviews with Liverpool's in-house television channel, the LFC TV channel, over in Paris just hours before he flew out to Russia for the World Cup. And it was widely suggested that Jurgen Klopp would revisit a move for Fekir later on in the window and look to restructure the previously agreed deal. And even the Naby Fekir's agent, Jean-Pierre Bernet, telling French television that the saga was not over a week later. So even Nabil Fekir's agent thought that Jurgen Klopp will come back. But the Liverpool Echo reveals that Liverpool actually did not speak to Lyon after talks collapsed on June the 8th, even though Fekir had been mentioned as the ideal replacement for Philippe Coutinho. And there are differing reports whether Liverpool didn't go back in because Lyon didn't want to lower the asking price. I can see more of the case. Other reports are saying that Liverpool ran out of money and basically we spent the Fekir money on Alisson. But I think Liverpool would have had the money to sign Nabil Fekir and Alisson as well. Otherwise we wouldn't have gone in for Nabil Fekir because the goalkeeper was a priority. And maybe Jurgen Klopp thought that spending 50 million pounds on a player who is not 100% to stay fit for the next 3-4 years, and Jurgen Klopp's playing style is one of the most demanding and physically exhausting playing styles. And you can see that we already have enough injury-prone players in the squad. We have Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain out for the season. We have Daniel Sturridge, Adam Lallana, who break down regularly, and now sadly we have to add Joel Matip to the list because he's always getting 5 or 6 little niggles, little small injuries during the season, which prevents him to play week in, week out every single week for Liverpool. And the Liverpool Echo reveals that Klopp never entertained the pursuit of an alternative attacking midfielder. It was Jurgen Klopp's decision to stick with his options in centre midfield despite the loss of Emre Can and despite the fact that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will miss the whole season through injury. The big question is, did Jurgen Klopp make the right decision? I'm a little bit 50-50 on this, sitting on the fence. Only time will tell, only the season will tell, because if we have a lot of injuries in midfield, if we get injuries to the likes of Naby Keita or Wijnaldum, James Milner, although he's never injured it seems, if we get too many injuries, and also if we get injuries to the forward players, if Salah or Mane or Firmino or God forbid the two of them get long-term injuries, then and only then can we say that it was a wrong decision not to take a punt on Nabil Fekir. As it stands, if Sturridge, Lallana and our front three can stay fit, we have enough attackers to cover the whole season. But you cannot, see the future. You cannot say we will have another lucky season where Salah, Mane and Firmino avoid injuries, long injuries during the season. So it will be very interesting what happens in the season. And of course we can also always go back for Nabil Fekir because the Lyon president is absolutely desperate to offload Nabil Fekir, and that I think says a lot. And also the fact that Chelsea and other big clubs, Man United, didn't go for Fekir either, says a lot as well. Speaking on Lyon's own TV channel, Jean-Michel Aulas said, "All players want to join big clubs and we will have the same attitude with Nabil as with his former teammates. We will have to wait until the end of the transfer window, but he will stay, that's 95% sure. We have seen the love of the fans for him. Lyon is a great city of football." That means that maybe Jean-Michel Aulas wants somebody not from England to buy Nabil Fekir, maybe a Spanish club. So now we know the full details of why Liverpool didn't sign Nabil Fekir. The big question is, will we go back in for him? I'm not sure. Maybe if Lyon lowered the asking price, because at 50 million with a dodgy knee, he's not worth it, definitely. But if he would be available for 20-25 million, he's such a great player that I think it would be worth a risk. Because at 25 million, Liverpool wouldn't lose out on a lot of money if it doesn't work out, and we can always sell him maybe for 10 million or 50 million if it doesn't work out. But if it works out, that would be a bargain. At 50 million, it's a big risk that the Liverpool weren't willing to take, and I fully trust Jurgen Klopp's judgment. He has been almost 100% with his transfers. The only transfer that maybe failed was Loris Karius, but we can't say that definitely. Also, Jurgen Klopp was linked with the Germany job after, Germany had a horrendous World Cup going out of the group stage as the World Cup winners. Jurgen Klopp was asked whether he would take on the Germany job in the future, and he said, speaking to German outlet Welt am Sonntag, should I be asked at some point and I'm available, that I would think about it. But am I thinking about it right now in my current situation, being tied for Liverpool for the next 4 years and only because Germany have just played a bad World Cup? No, I'm not available, and that is music to my ears because Jurgen Klopp is he's under contract until 2022, so as we said, for 4 more years. Thankfully, when he came in, he signed a 7-year contract, which is really like unprecedented. I think he didn't sign a 7-year contract, he signed for 5 years, and then the owners extended for an additional 2 years, but correct me if I'm wrong, but he is definitely under contract until 2022, and I just can't see Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool right now because he's in the best place in his career. He's building his own team at Liverpool, and it looks like that Liverpool are stronger than the past 20 years. So this is the best chance for Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool to win things and to actually do really, really well, both in the Champions League and in the Premier League. So I'm really looking forward to the next 4 years with Jurgen Klopp. He's just a perfect manager for us, so I'm so happy about that. Very interesting article came out, Samuel Hughes in The Independent, saying that there are plans for Trent Alexander-Arnold to eventually become a roaming number 8, somebody similar to Naby Keita instead of a right back. He said, inside the club it is also believed that Trent Alexander-Arnold will evolve from a fullback into midfield. By the time he plays there, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is expected to have returned from injury. That is a very interesting claim, and I'm not sure what to think about it. In the youth teams, Alexander-Arnold played in the midfield, but at the moment Liverpool have so many great midfield options. I don't think Alexander-Arnold is needed there. But maybe in the next 2 or 3 years, when Henderson and Lallana get a little bit older and maybe one of them will be sold, then I can see Trent Alexander-Arnold moving up to midfield because he has the passing range, he has the physicality, he has the mobility to play there. But at the moment he's a really good right back, so I'm really excited about having him at Liverpool. And just finally, before we end this video, Van Dijk had a lot of fun playing alongside Joe Gomez in defense, and I was a little bit worried because Joe Gomez hasn't played a lot of games in defense, and for him to start in the Premier League season, it was a little bit of a risk. But Van Dijk said, I was not really worried, to be fair. I've played a couple of games in pre-season with Joe at centre-back, and I have a very good relationship with him, a very good understanding outside of the pitch as well. We need everyone in the squad. We speak a lot, he's very vocal, and that helps. On Alisson, our new goalkeeper, Van Dijk, says this: Alisson speaks to the defenders a lot, and that helps everyone in the back line. I think his presence is very good as well. He has a lot of qualities on the ball, and that helps us playing. We have worked on our relationship the whole pre-season, and we will keep practicing. There is still a lot to do. It's just one game. We had a good pre-season with good results and games where we have played very well, but we can do a lot better, and it's just the start. I think the key is we need to be very consistent and do it every game. That is music to my ears, and that is the attitude that Liverpool and Van Dijk has to have throughout the whole season. That no matter how well you do, you have to win almost every game if you want to become champions and if you want to go far in the Champions League. So that's the attitude. Liverpool have to find the consistency that just wasn't there in the past few seasons, and I really hope and I really believe that Liverpool can do it. Can we win the title? That's a big question. It also depends on what Man City do, but if we stay consistent, at least we can finish in second place, and then who knows, crazier things happened than Man City dropping too many points. So we shall wait and see. I'm just really pumped and really excited for the new season. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. See you later. Good day.